Hello and welcome back to Every Problem. This is Stewart Calculus 8th edition, section 1.1, problem 36. This problem, it asks us to find the domain of the function. The function is f of u equals u plus 1 all over 1 plus 1 over u plus 1. So let me write that out again because we are going to manipulate the function a little bit. So 1 plus 1 over u plus 1. And, well, in order to find the domain, and the domain is just some set of inputs that will give us an output. So it's basically all the values that give us an answer, and we have to exclude the values that will give us something that's undefined. Now looking at this, it can be hard to tell exactly what inputs we can or can't use. So I want to multiply this by something that I call the giant 1, and I'll show you what that means. It means, let's do something like this. We'll draw a box, right? And a giant 1 would be like multiplying the whole entire function by u plus 1 over u plus 1, because the u plus 1s could cancel out, and that gives you only 1, so that's a perfectly okay thing to do. So on the top of our function here, let's use a different color, maybe red. On the top of our function here, we will just get u plus 1 times u plus 1. And on the bottom part of our function, we have to multiply this out to each term, right? So on our bottom function, we will get u plus 1 plus u plus 1 over u plus 1. So that's a lot of u plus 1s. And let's see. So then after we do that, we can condense some of this and simplify some of it out. So I'll go back to black, and on the top of our function, we'll just have u plus 1 squared. On the bottom part of our function, well, this u plus 1 on the left here, that doesn't really change. So that's just u plus 1. But then this part here, this u plus 1 over u plus 1, that just equals 1. So plus 1. Now let's simplify that bottom part a little bit. We'll have u plus 1 quantity squared all over u plus 2. So now with that, we can see what u can't equal. And, oops, there we go. Sometimes it's a little difficult switching colors. What we see is if u equals -2, then the function f of u is undefined. And so if we are finding the domain, is it just the domain? Yeah, just the domain of the function. Then what we'll write for our final answer is domain. Well, it'll be as far as -infinity. I have the open brackets because we can't close off infinity at any point. Infinity is, the concept, it just keeps going and going. So from -infinity up to the point -2, it can't include -2 though, because, right, if we have -2 in the denominator here, we're going to get an undefined value. Then we're going to write this big U here, which means union, right? It's a different U than what we have in the function. This is more of a term, right? U union, which means including. So we have another set that we're including. That's going to be open bracket from -2 all the way up to positive infinity. So what we can see is that the domain is basically every single number, every real number, except for -2 itself. And that is our final answer for number 36.